Good morning, my friends. I am Laura Stakelin here at Landmark Park. Just got finished feeding the farm animals, and I've come over to the kitchen garden to cut some greens for the turtles and also for me. I like to eat some of the fresh greens out of the garden for lunch as well. The turtles and I have, I guess, a similar diet, but hold the worms for me. I don't want any worms. I'm here at the park today, even though, again, we are not open to visitors. The staff is still here working every day. And today we get to do one of my favorite things to do here at the park. I know I probably say that about everything, but I mean it this time. One of my favorite things to do, we're going to be working with the apiary in the back. The park has about 12 honeybee hives, and the wiregrass beekeepers are kind enough and generous enough to maintain those hives for us. And during this quarantine, they've allowed me to kind of observe and put on the gear and look in the hives with them. It is fascinating. So I'm going to try to video some of that today and share it with you so you can see just how interesting it is. We're missing you guys. Hope everybody's staying safe, and let's get to work. Okay, so we are out in the apiary here at Landmark Park. As you can see, I am properly suited up. I don't have my gloves on just yet because I needed to press the button on the phone. You see I have an extra piece of equipment on right now. The unicorn mask. It's for the anti-coronavirus, not beekeeping. So that's not a usual part of beekeeping. But you see I've got my veil on. I'm here with Bill Miller with the Wiregrass Beekeepers. And he is getting suited up and getting the smoker ready. And we're going to be opening the hives today and checking the strips that we put in to take care of the varroa mite problem that can arise in beehives. So we're going to show you the inside of the hives, and I'll show you what we've been up to out here. All right, first we're going to light the smoker. So we've got our pine straw, and we are lighting it.
And we notice we wait until it gets going really well. Yes, this does fill my car up with smoke.
And Bill, tell us what the smoker is for. What does it do?
It calms the bees. The bees communicate with each other by scent. If you've ever stung and have the presence of mind to sniff at where you were stung, you'll find it smells like a banana. That's the alarm pheromone, which tells the other bees this is an intruder, sting here. Obviously, we don't want that to happen. So the smoke here masks that pheromone.
Amazing.
Okay.
The bees are just amazing. I think y'all are going to really enjoy seeing what we're doing here today.
Oh, here, but here's one right here. You see how in the midst of all that dirt, there's a little reddish oval that I'm pointing out?
Barely, yes.
That is the pest that we want to get rid of.
And that's the varroa mite.
That's the varroa mite.
All right. And so a few weeks ago, about 10 days ago, we put some strips in these hives to try to treat for the varroa mites, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
all right.
See what we got here.
So Bill has just put a little smoke on the bees to hopefully calm them down a little bit.
Yeah.
And here we go.
See, that's just the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a next frame over, which I'll get to show you some of what oh, you girls are testy today. The cells.
The little tiny dots at the bottom.
The white dots. Those are the
eggs.
eggs.
Okay.
Okay, now this would be normally a good friend to find a queen on because she's obviously been laying here recently. But I'm not going to pursue matters. See?
So that's the pollen.
And this is what honey will look like in the hive.
Okay.
Okay? Honey, remember, is the bees' food source for when plant nectar is not available. Okay. Bees use nectar and pollen as their food sources. When they're available in the spring, they're abundant, but they're not always available, so they have to store both. We, as bees, have no off switches. There's a space for them to store this stuff, they will do that. We, on the other hand, as experienced beekeepers who are well trained, know about how much honey the bees actually need. And so need to survive to the next time when nectar will be available, and so we will we can take off the rest for ourselves.
Okay.
And that's the first hive here.
What do we have up at the top here?
Top here is a super. That will be that will be honey.
Okay.
That we will be able to extract. Down here is will also become honey, but that's honey that we leave for the bees for the year. And these two blower ones are brood chambers.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about like the queen, the worker, the drone?
Okay. Well, let's see if I can get some to show you.
Okay.
These bees up here are worker bees. They're female, but they do not lay eggs. They do all the work in the hive. Gather food, feed larvae, tend larvae, clean the hive, you name it, they do it.
Okay.
Except for laying eggs. Raise a queen here.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just keep that separate. We can cut that off too because it's empty now. The queen has come out of this one. Okay.
And the queen, her job is to lay eggs, right?
Yeah.
That's what she does.
Now, we'll probably find more queen seals. One of the tricks of all this is that if you need one queen, you raise about 6. And and that way you're guaranteed of getting one. But there should only be one in a hive. So the queens all fight it out, and the last one standing, she becomes the queen. Now that's nectar and honey, and these are all worker bees.
All right, so all females doing the work.
All females. And my resident joke, ladies, does this remind you of anything? This is a better brood pattern. You see?
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
Okay, this is all, oh, come on. This is all capped brood,
Okay.
and that's what I want to see.
All right. And then at the top is the honey.
This honey, yeah.
All right.
Now, a worker bee lives in this time of year maybe 6 weeks.
Okay.
So they have to be replaced constantly, and that's the main job of the queen is to lay worker eggs.
We've talked about the queen and we've talked about the workers. Tell us about the drones.
Oh, drones. They're the male bees. They do no work. They simply eat, and they fly around. Their sole purpose in life is to mate with a queen. Fewer than 1 in 1,000 get to actually mate with the queen. Those that do not get to brag about it because they literally explode on mating.
Okay.
Okay.
So the bigger
damn ones are drones.
All right. Is that a drone right there?
Well, yeah, that's a drone.
Okay, so it's
That is a male bee. He has no stinger, by the way.
Stingers on the males, so they really do just eat and try to mate. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, queen bee mates over maybe 1 or 2 days of her life when she's about 7 days old.
And that's the only time she'll mate?
That's the only time she mates. She stores the sperm in her body, and she typically will run for 6 months to a year.
Oh, wow. So, Bill, you've gotten stung a couple of times.
Yeah.
But honeybees are generally not aggressive. Is that
Right.
true?
And we look for that as a trait.
Okay.
There goes a
See the
beetle.
beetle.
Yay! Goodbye. That's what you do to beetles. They're evil. Oh, here's propolis.
Okay. What is the propolis?
That's bee glue. It's sap and wax mixture that the bees collect. They use this to cement the whole hive together.
Okay.
My wife wants some, so I'll bring her that. You use it, for us, we use it in lotions and things.